electronic music, your home for the latest in trance and progressive. The latest tunes selected, the hottest tracks in a row, straight to your music player.
Welcome to the new world.
This is A State of Trance podcast. Here's your host, Armin van Buuren.
Highlights of last week's regular episode, A State of Trance. This week with 2 tracks by DJ Echo, The Blizzard, Rory, Gallagher and Mike Lane. But first, one of my favorite remixes of my recently released album, Mirage the Remixes. Go check it out now on iTunes.com/Armin van Buuren. This is Andy Moore's remix of my own I Don't Own You. Last week I gave you the opportunity to win my new album, Mirage the Remixes, and the lucky winner is Mohammed Lorgat from Blackburn in the UK. You can get the album on armadashop.com or on iTunes. And another great album which is out now is called Music by the New York DJ Echo. He teamed up with my brother Eller and he created this great tune. Here is My Name is Youth.
comments to armin@astateoftrance.com.
You're listening to the State of Trance podcast. You just heard one of the tracks from his new album Music. This is another one by Echo, this time with the Armada singing contest winner of last year, Radmila. Here's a single, Change the World.
Your weekly trance update, straight to your music player. This is a State of Trance podcast.
I let this world change me to make my soul unfold. I let this world change me until I change the world. I let this world change me to make my soul unfold. Change me until I change the world.
The next track is a beautiful one. The Norwegian duo The Blizzard teamed up with Russian producer Omnia to make a great track together. And another Russian producer called Yuri, Kane, you know, that guy that scored the Tune of the Year last year with Right Back. He took the challenge to remix it. Here's his remix of My Inner Island on the State of Trance podcast. Let's have a look at some of the emails that came in. Armin at astateoftrance.com for all your messages. Before we continue with the last track on this week's podcast, happy birthday to Christian Lugo from South Carolina and Alexander Sidawi from Uden in the Netherlands, recently moved to Washington DC. He shouts out to his girlfriend Sabel. Esteban Porras from Costa Rica sends a happy birthday to his brother Luis in Arizona, USA. Alright, back to the music. The last tune on this week's podcast is another collaboration. Rory Gallagher teamed up with Mike Lane for this beauty. Here's their collaboration called Eclipse. Thanks for tuning in to this edition of the podcast. Next week, I'll be back with a brand new podcast. In the meanwhile, head over to my Facebook, facebook.com/A State of Trance for specials, competition, and lots more. Or check out my YouTube page, youtube.com/Armin van Buuren for all previous episodes of the podcast. See you next week.
Thank you for tuning in. For more info about this podcast, go to astateoftrance.com. Tune in next week for more A State of Trance.
For more info, check www.armadamusic.com.